Welcome to Weird History, where we delve into the fascinating and bizarre events that have shaped our past. Join us as we uncover the oddities, mysteries, and peculiar moments from history that will leave you amazed and intrigued. Have you ever heard of a flood that wasn't water but sticky molasses? Imagine Boston, January 1919. A storage tank, pregnant with over 2 million gallons of molasses, gave way. The result was no ordinary spill but a 25-foot-high tidal wave of syrup sweeping through the streets of the North End at a mind-blowing 35 miles per hour. This was not a trivial incident. The overpowering force destroyed buildings and tragically, 21 lives were claimed in the gooey disaster. The aftermath was sticky, in every sense of the word. It lingered, its ghostly shadow imprinted on the city's memory. Even now on hot days, some locals claim they can detect the faint whiff of molasses, an ethereal reminder of the surreal disaster that once rocked their city over 100 years ago. The Molasses disaster, as it came to be known, is a dark yet intriguing chapter in Boston's rich history. It's a tale of tragedy, resilience, and the unanticipated power of a seemingly harmless substance. So the next time you relish some molasses, remember the bizarre event that once flooded Boston. What if a prehistoric creature was spotted flying over a major city? Picture Paris in 1856. Its residents are stirred by accounts of a gigantic winged reptile, a pterodactyl, flying above. The news creates a sensation, sparking wild theories and newspaper attention. The entire city is simultaneously fascinated and terrified, but eventually the reality unfolds. The pterodactyl was just a prank by a clever artist who used his skills in papier-mâché. Employing kites, ingenuity, and a bit of boldness, he made the entire city believe they were witnessing an ancient marvel. Thus, the Parisian Pterodactyl of 1856, from being a citywide panic, turned into an amusing tale. The next time you see something out of the ordinary, remember that not everything is as it seems. Could you imagine chewing your food 100 times before swallowing? It seems like an extreme form of exercise for your jaw, doesn't it? This idea brings us back to the early 1900s and introduces us to a man named Horace Fletcher. Known as the Great Masticator, Fletcher propagated a unique method of eating that he labeled, "His theory hinged on one simple belief, that meticulously chewing food could extract every bit of nutrient, leaving just flavorless fiber, which he suggested to expel." Fletcher stood firm in his conviction that his method would result in enhanced digestion, weight management, and overall the peculiarity of this dieting approach, combined with the dedication it demanded at every meal, didn't deter people. In fact, Fletcherism attracted a significant number of followers. So, when you sit down to savor your next meal, remember the Great Masticator. Ask yourself, just how many times do you chew before swallowing? Intriguing, isn't it? The next time you take a bite of your food, take a moment to reflect on your chewing habits. What would you do if meat started raining from the sky? An outlandish thought, isn't it? Yet it did occur, back in the year 1876, witnessed by the dwellers of Olympia Springs, a little town in Bath County, Kentucky. An event so unimaginable, it earned a page in the of history. The townsfolk reported seeing chunks of raw meat falling from the sky akin to a peculiar meteor shower, covering approximately 100 by 50 yards. Picture stepping outside and finding your property enveloped in a shroud of unidentifiable meat. The incident elicited a mix of emotions in the form of awe, perplexity, and palpable fear. Even today, the mystery of the meat source remains unsolved. The theories about its origin encompassed a wide spectrum, some plausible, some downright absurd. Some folks it was vulture regurgitation, a plausible yet unsettling theory. Then there were those who saw it as cosmic event, arguing the universe had chosen to rain meat in Kentucky. An event as bizarre as this surely leaves one thinking, the next time you look up at the sky, remember that it once rained meat in Kentucky. Have you ever heard of a gift that could kill? This is the chilling question that introduces the haunting legend of the Basano vase. The vase, crafted from pure glistening silver, is not just any ordinary relic. It is an artifact, shrouded in mystery and fear, said to bear a deadly curse that has lived through hundreds of years. Anyone who dares to take possession of it is said to be doomed, their life hanging by a thread. The origins of this tale transport us back to the heart of the 15th century, in a time where superstition was the norm. A young bride with her heart full of joy and hopes received this vase, a wedding present, a symbol of prosperity. However, her dreams were shattered, and happiness turned into despair when she was found lifeless on the day of her own wedding. The joyous occasion into an event of mourning, and from that day forth, the Basano vase has been linked with a series of inexplicable deaths and a wave of relentless misfortunes, all of falling upon its subsequent owners. Like a menacing dark cloud, the vase seems to cast a shadow of despair, bringing doom and desolation to anyone who crosses its path. There have been whispers that the vase was entombed with a note, a dire warning of its lethal curse. However, it was excavated and its deadly presence yet again unleashed into the world. So, the next time you receive a gift, consider its history. You never know what secrets it might be hiding. Did you know a bucket once started a war? This isn't a joke but a historical event, centered around an ordinary wooden bucket. Let's travel back to 1325, amid the scenic landscapes of Italy. The rival cities of Modena and Bologna, each bearing centuries-old grudges, are at the heart of our tale. The catalyst for their most intense battle wasn't land or riches, but a sought-after oaken bucket. Modena soldiers raided Bologna one day, making away with the prized bucket. Insulted, the Bolognese retaliated, triggering a conflict that spiraled into war. Both cities mustered their forces, preparing for battle. The Modenese achieved victory, but with a catch: the bucket remained in Bologna. It's displayed as a war trophy, a testament to Bolognese tenacity. So, the next time you use a bucket, remember the war it once caused. Have you ever heard of an incident that sparked non-stop dancing in people? It might sound like a fictional premise, yet this was a real event that transpired during the Middle Ages and the Renaissance. A phenomenon known as Dancing Mania gripped individuals, causing them to dance tirelessly in great numbers. The dancing episodes could persist for hours or even extend to days and weeks. They would surrender to fatigue, collapsing after perpetual movement, sometimes even succumbing to death. The most notable episode was the Dancing Plague of 1518 in Strasbourg. However, similar incidents were witnessed in numerous other cities. As to the root cause of these bizarre outbreaks, conjectures vary extensively. Some attribute it to mass hysteria, a collective delusion resulting from stress or fear. Others link it to extreme religious zeal, an overpowering devotion leading to such irrational acts. Yet another theory suggests ergot poisoning as the cause, a condition resulting from consuming rye infected with a specific fungus. This perilous health risk could potentially stimulate such uncontrolled actions. So the next time you feel an inexplicable urge to dance, remember the Dancing Mania. Did you know Abraham Lincoln's funeral train took a detour? The supposed route of the locomotive bearing the body of the 16th U.S. president was to run from Washington, D.C. to Springfield, Illinois. Yet an unforeseen mistake with the train timetables led to an unplanned detour, causing the epic journey to veer off course. This inadvertent redirection led the train, and Lincoln's remains hundreds of miles astray, causing an enormous delay and widespread bewilderment. This bizarre odyssey of Lincoln's funeral procession earned it the nickname of the Wandering Train. It's a peculiar detail in American history, illustrating the chaos that can occur even amidst the most solemn of events. The next time you take a train, remember Lincoln's wandering funeral. Did you know Australia once went to war with emus? Peculiar, doesn't it? Yet back in the 1930s, Australia found itself combating these birds in the Great Emu War. This war was different. It was a pest control operation. Emus were decimating Western Australia's wheat fields, causing concern. After World War I, veterans were encouraged to farm these lands. They never expected the EMU onslaught during breeding season, causing massive crop destruction. The farmers, in desperation, sought the military's help. The Australian government, in response, deployed soldiers with machine guns to control the emu threat. However, this operation didn't go as planned. The emus claimed resilience, surviving the attacks, and the campaign turned out to be less effective than envisioned. The public disapproved of this war, leading to its termination. In the end, it could be said that the emus triumphed. The next time you see an emu, remember the war they once waged against humans. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the world of weird history. We hope these strange and fascinating tales have sparked your curiosity and left you with a newfound appreciation for the quirks of the past, and please remember to subscribe for more intriguing insights.